Yes, I know I said I wasn't coming back, but there's only 3 days left, and I'm pretty sure now it's 80 to 90% off. So, yeah. And we're doing that again. I could get these Granny Life patches. See, this is what happens whenever there isn't much to do. I don't need anything. But it's like it's an extra 30% off? Right. But it is an extra 30% off your whole purchase. Oh, this is so sad. It's all quiet and dark. All of the display pieces. What used to be polyfill. Oh. Some more racking. This was yarn. Lovely sugar and cream I threw. Alright. The worker at the store let me have the tag for my favorite Lily Sugar and Cream color, which is coral. So I brought it home with me and put it on my bin that I keep all of my treats in, that I put in my orders for my Etsy shop. So yeah, so I got a little piece of Joann now here at home on my desk. You guys, this is so sad. So sad. I could cry. Definitely the end of an era. I want that box. I liked how Robert. It's okay that I'm walking back here, is it? Okay. Plastic totes. 3 for $5. Kind of want to get one just because it has Joann's name on it. Man, if If they have lids, I would totally grab those. Man, if I had the place for storage, I would get one of those. I like them. I want one of these boxes. Actually, I wonder what they're selling these for, because I could use those in my garage. And then I can get the box. And $10 for $1. Ooh. All right, I might get some of these. Hold on. 80 to 95% off. Ooh, extra 30. All right, we're gonna take these. I have no idea what's here, but I love this yarn and I'm not leaving it behind. Not at that price. That, on the other hand, $1.49 and an extra 30% off. Okay, I'm gonna get a bucket. The manager literally just came up to me and said if I want all of these and if I take every single one of them, I can have them 3 for $1. So guess who's clearing out this shelf? I swore I wasn't going to do this, but in every way possible, I'm so grateful I did. This. Here's 100. There's another 60 in there, plus those 2 random, because I wasn't leaving them go. He did it on another aisle. Not an aisle, but another thing too. We have knitting needles, clover hooks, all kind of sewing needles, all kind of covers. Look at all of this floss. I'm never going to use all of this. I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but this and all of the clover hooks and needles that I just got, this entire 4 box of stuff was $50 for everything. I didn't plan on doing this, but we're going to do another unboxing video. I'm sorry. I swear the last video wasn't clickbait. And I really wasn't going to go back. I feel like this is Hi, my name is Nicole and I have an addiction video. It was the next to the last day that my store was closing, and I went back to see if they had the black palms because I really wanted to see if he would make me a deal on them, but they were already gone at that point. But as you saw in the video footage, when I walked in, I walked right into all of the Lion Brand glow in the dark yarn, and there was that whole section. And when I was looking at it and doing the math, and it was coming up to, I think, like $1.24 and an extra 30% off, he walked right up to me and he saw me doing the calculations, and he said, if you take the whole bin, I will give them all to you 3 for $1. He was wheeling and dealing with every single person that touched anything in that store. They wanted to close that day. They did not want to stay open any longer. And truthfully, it was because they really didn't have much left in the store at all. And he goes, take your time. You can think about it. You don't have to tell me yes or no right now. He said, just let me know. So he walked away and I started counting them. And I got to the point where I was at, it was about $40 and I had just a small amount left. And I looked at him and I said, I'll take them. He goes, you can just pull the whole shelf right off the wall and take it to the counter. You can take the whole bin and all if you want. And I was like, I don't want to take the bin. Said, that's a little much. He says, okay, well, here's 2 cardboard boxes. So he handed me the Joann's, like that you can see right here a little bit on the side. He handed me 2 of those. He says, here's 2 boxes, fill them up. We'll go set them up at the register if you still want to keep looking. I said, that's perfect. So I did that, set them up at this side, and I started walking around some more, and they were filling bags of just random stuff, stickering them one bulk price. Buy all of this, you can pay $5. And they were taking small boxes, filling the entire boxes, and saying, like, there was some baking stuff, like fondant. They were, all of what was left of that, take the whole box, it's $20. Take all of this, it's this. Put, you know, all of what is left of this floral, $5. Well, they didn't get to what was left of the, we'll say, fiber arts section. There was still, like, of the whole aisle, there was the one section left, and it had knitting needles, the crochet hooks, the sewing needles, the DMC thread, the embroidery floss, that type of stuff. They did not get to that section yet. They didn't box any of that up yet. And I was looking at it. And I was looking at it. And he was off to the side helping somebody with the floral picks, greenery, because she said she was wheeling and dealing with him on that. And she said, well, if I take all of this, could I have it? He said, you would have to take all of it. So he was working with a deal on that. And I was still standing there. And I looked at him. I said, when you're done, come back. So he didn't come back over. A lady came over, and I don't know if it was an assistant manager or something. And she said, were you waiting for him? And I said, yeah. I said, he did the deal on a yarn with me, 3 for $1, which was an extra, it was the 80, and instead of an extra 30, he was going to do an extra 75%. I was wondering if he would do the same thing on the knitting needles and the crochet hooks for me with this section, if he would do that same extra 75. And she said he won't do it just for that, but he would do it if you did the whole entire section of the aisle. But if you would take all of it, including the floss and all of this other stuff and the needles and the sewing and the floss, I'll even do an extra 90 for you just to get this gone. And I said, on top of the 80% that's already the sale price? And she said, yeah. And I must have gave this look. And I was like, and she goes, it's gonna be cheap. And she says, I mean, like, super cheap. And she goes, here, I'll just tell you how much this is going to be. And she pulled one of the Clover 4.5 millimeter hooks down and she scanned it on the back. And she said, the Clover hooks are already retailed $9.99. She goes, the sale price at 80% off is already $1.99 at 80% off. She goes, and they're going to take another 90% off of that, making them 19 cents a piece. And I said, oh, so it's an additional 90 off of the 80. And she goes, yeah. I said, done. That was all that it took. And she started laughing. And I said, I'll go grab boxes. And she said, okay, I'll guard your section. So I went over and I grabbed 2 boxes. And I said, I can do this if you don't want to. She goes, no. She goes, we'll do it together. That way you're not stuck. And I said, okay. And she goes, it's funny because we were just bagging this stuff because the floss was already bagged with orange stickers on it for $6.60 or something like that. She goes, the district manager was just here this morning and she says, we want it gone today. She goes, I don't want any of this to be tomorrow. She goes, we're done. She goes, I just want tomorrow just to be clearing out the fixtures the people ordered. I want merchandise gone today. So they must have been really in a rush just to get stuff out. And we started, I was being nice. I was taking stuff off the hooks, putting it in the box. Nope. She was hook off everything in the box, hooked off everything in the box. She goes, I don't even care. She goes, you can have all the hooks you want, honey. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. She goes, your husband need them for the garage? I was like, you know what? You're right. He has pegboards. We'll take the hooks. So we were loading them up, throwing them in. It was a good time. This lady was fun. She was a piece of work. It was hysterical. We had a good time. That was probably the best hour of fun that I've ever had in Joann's, even though I was shedding tears as I was doing it. But we got to the register and I had all of this yarn and 3 boxes of this other aisle, and the guy's ringing and ringing and ringing, and I'm watching the total and the total and the total. And it was $200, $300, $400, and I was like, oh my God. And then he plugged in the percentage and it was $49.23, and I was like, I feel like I stole the store. And I was like, oh my gosh, debit card, hurry up before somebody changes their mind. And the lady walked me out to the car, helped me take my stuff out to the car. We did it in a couple trips and we were talking, and yeah, it was sad. It was like I said, next to the last day. It was super sad, but I'm glad I got a chance to go. There is more here than I am ever going to use. I'm going to keep some things. I have some ideas that I'm going to maybe try to pursue some business things with that I might try to feed off of you guys to try to get some ideas. And then what I don't use, I'm going to donate to, I have a local library who has a knitting and crochet club, that I'm going to donate everything else to them. And hopefully they can get some use out of it, of some things that I'll never use, and it'll go to some good people and to get some good use out of it. So, so it's not going to go to waste. It's going to land in a good place, and I feel good about that part. So, know that this is just not a video to brag. I just thought that it was a super fun experience that I would like to share. And also to cry a little bit one last time at all of our favorite place. But 2, check out my feed. I posted a picture in a post. Joanns.com. Go look at the website. They posted a picture. Let me pull my phone up. I'll read it to you really quick if you haven't seen it yet, or if you haven't been on their page. I think they have something brewing. It's hard to tell with the glare. Go look at Joann.com. It says, thank you for crafting with us, blah, 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 blah. The part that gets me. We're stitching up something new behind the scenes, and we can't wait to share what's next. Stay tuned for exciting news of the future of Joann. Something's coming. I don't know what it is, but there's something coming. I don't feel that it has anything to do with yarn though, since Hirschner's bought out Big Twist. I don't know if it's Big Twist related. I don't think that it is, but I'm curious to see what's going on. So that's that. I'm going to try to share with you here real quick. I haven't sorted through anything of what I got in this section, but that's what we're going to go through right now. So if you're interested, stay tuned. I'm going to sort through some things. I'm not going to spend all camera time sorting it. I'm going to go through it, show it, pause, sort, show, pause, etc. But I thought that it would be fun to do that with you guys. So first off is, I'm going to try to move my camera because I'm not moving this box because it's going to tumble everywhere. So if you don't like moving cameras, pause please. That box right there is all of that Lion Brand Glow. And this was the yarn that I picked up. What he originally said, 3 for $1, which was the extra 70. But in the end, because I bought that whole other section, he actually gave this to me for an extra 90% off, not extra 75. These little guys are so dinky. They're so tiny. There's only 71 yards on here, 50 grams. These are such little balls. But I did play with them a little bit, and they do glow. They glow really, really well, too. I got a total of 161 skeins of this. But here is... I was playing with them in my laundry room. I shut the door and wanted to see how they glowed. So they do glow really well, but they are 71 yards, 50 grams. I do have my receipt here. I'm going to try to go through and tell you what I got the price for some of this stuff. If you're interested in knowing. The lady was like, enjoy your wallpaper. Listen, for $49.15, that's the cheapest wallpaper I've ever bought. Okay, he was, I'm going to have to bust out my calculator because it's all grouped together. It doesn't break it down by price, so hang on. 15 cents. I ended up getting these for 15 cents a ball. And I have 161 of them. So here's one of my thoughts. And this is what I wanted to bounce off of you guys. I've done some kits in the past. And I was thinking of doing another one that includes these and includes... I got a bunch of sewing needles. And I was thinking of doing a pattern that would include either a ghost or a star or something else fun, maybe an idea that one of you gives me. Doing a kit with a pattern and a ball of this and a pack of sewing needles and some embroidery floss and let's say a keychain and some eyes, and pricing it super cheap at like $5 and just making it like a kit without everything that you need, with even throwing some fluff in, stuffing. Basically everything that you would need to make something Ami keychain related that would be fun to glow in the dark, and just keeping the price super minimal, like $5. Just to have fun with it, because now, I mean, $7.49, there's no way in heck. $7.49. Never, ever, ever. But at least at the $5 price point, it would cover the cost of materials. It would cover the cost of the pieces put into it, my time to write patterns, packaging supplies. I don't know. What do you think? Is that too much? Am I overthinking it? Is it not even worth my time? I don't know. Give me your feedback. I would be interested to know. Or, I mean, is ghosts or stars not something that would be, is it too common that it would be like, no, that's stupid, don't waste your time? Or is there something else that would be like, hey, this might be better than that since those are too common? I don't know. Maybe like a unicorn head, or I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comments. Just let me know what your thoughts are. Random thoughts. All right, so the next one we're going to get into is the hooks and the needles and everything sitting right beside me. So I'm going to pause, sort through that, and then I will be back because there is a lot of bag rattling and metal clanging, and I don't want to do that on camera. Okay, I went ahead and sorted everything. I thought that I would show you overhead really quick. Then I'll go ahead and flip the camera back up and we'll go through pricing everything. Here is all of the clover hooks that I had in this bag. They are all 4.5 millimeter. These are the knitting needles. They are all 5.5 circulars. All of these are. This row here is all 5 millimeter circulars. This stack and this stack are all point protectors. This bin is all needles. These two rows are all of the larger 2-packs. This little side bit here is all of the smaller 5 pieces. These are the clovers. This was the only one that was the circular out of the bunch. Otherwise, they were just those. There was one small crochet hook. Otherwise, they were all the Susan Bates circular metals. There were some 2 packs of plastic bone rings, 3 packages of seed beads, knitting needles, some more knitting needles, some giant plastic ones, one random 6 millimeter, and then one random 4.5. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, flick you back over to face view, and we'll go through quantity and pricing. Okay, so this is going to take a hot minute till we figure out everything, pricing, whatnot, count. I did not count yet, so there's going to be a lot of stopping and starting because I'm going to edit that all out. Let's find on here where this stuff starts. Let me grab my phone to do the calculations. That didn't work. Come on. Take off my pop socket, move my mouse, grab the calculator. According to the receipt, I have 37 total Clover 4.5 hooks. And those came out to be 20 cents. Clover More 4.5, I have 37 total, and they were 20 cents a piece after all discounts. So I paid a total of $7.40 for all of them. All 37, $7.40. That isn't even retail of $9.99 for one. That is unreal. I'm never going to have to buy a 4.5 for the rest of my life. Okay, next up, let's do seed beads are right here next on the list. That is these. Fortunately, I use these on my micro crochet earrings. I actually have right in front of me. I use them for my centers. They had 3 in that bag, and these were 3 cents a package. Big twist to steel yarn needles. Oh, got it. The yarn needles. That would be all of these guys, the sewing yarn needles. We have a total of 77 packages. Those packages ended up being 4 cents a piece. So 77 packages of needles at 4 cents a piece. This whole bin was $3.08. $3.08. Again, lifetime supply of needles for $3.08. The Susan Bates interchangeable needles. I have 2 5 millimeters. 1, 2, 3, 4 5.5 and 3 sets of 6. These were all 9 cents a pair. These are going to be one of those things where I'm probably going to keep one of each size and donate the others to the library. It has been years since I have knit. If I use one of each of those, that's going to be it. I'm not going to use all the rest. And then this guy is one random. Yeah, he's missing his counterpart, so he just might end up in the garbage. The Susan Bates plastic bone rings. $5 a package. Okay, the Big Twist circular knitting needles. That is, hold on, I'm going to raise this up once because there's 3 things in this bin. That was this bin. The back bunch or the pink 5.5. Those we have a total of, I have a total of 71. What the heck am I ever going to do with 71 of these? The bulk of this is going to probably be what gets donated to the library. I have 71 of these, and those are 5.5 millimeters. Those were 16 cents a piece. I have, in the same style, I have 5 millimeter versions, and we have seven of those. For 16 cents a piece. The Big Twist Point Protector burgers and fries, I have 20 of these. And those came out to be 10 cents a piece. What in the world is that? Oh, that's those things. 14-inch Luxity Jiffy Needles size 19. That would be... Oh, no. I see what it is. Okay. So the Susan Bates US 19 15 millimeter. These were $1.09. I'll probably donate those. I'm never going to knit anything that big. And then these 2 sets of the US 35 19 millimeter were $1.19 a pair. I'll probably donate those too because I'm never going to use those. All right, the Clover circular needle 10 millimeter. Regularly $13.99, 28 cents. Those I'm keeping. We're going to teach ourselves how to knit circular needles this year. Okay, Clover 5-inch double pointed number 4. That would be these guys. These were 22 cents a piece. Clover 5-inch double point number 11. That was these. These were 34 cents, regular $16.99. Clover 5-inch double point number 2, regularly $8.99. These were 18 cents. And I don't see these knitting needles. This is all thread. Right, the bottom of this is all what we have left to go through and sort yet. Those are all hooks. Who's the F? Yeah, this little Susan Bates guy. He's a little plastic 3.75. He was 5 cents. Big Twist resin knitting needle. This isn't resin, but this is the only thing that matches up to the price. Size 13, 9 millimeter, $12.99, 26 cents for these guys. And then I have these. I'm not sure. Here's what I think what happened. So there's everything else that's on here is everything else that we went through. Point protectors, interchangeables. Yeah, and then this takes me down to what we're going through next, which is all of my thread, Lime Brand Yard, and then that icing yarn, which I'll show you. So these didn't have barcodes on them. He didn't charge me for them. So these three here were Susan Bates, two 4.0s and one 4.5, one 6.0, and two 10 millimeters. These were free. And that was that entire bag of needles. I don't know what I'm going to do with it all. I'm going to go through slowly and pick and pull what I'm going to keep. The rest I think we're going to donate. So I think I'm going to make some people very happy, I hope. So I'm going to go grab the bags of floss, and we're going to go through those and sort those, and then we're going to call it done. This is a little longer than what I thought it was going to be, but that's okay because we're having fun. These were those 2 balls of yarn, the icing, the blue, and there is 2 pink here. He only charged me for 2, and they were 18 cents each. So I think I'm going to make 2 or 3 winter hats out of that and donate them. Okay, so can we chat just for a minute? I had 6 bags that I showed you. I'm halfway through. And here's my brain just working through all of this again and thinking how we talked before with the, you know, like the little $5 kits with the glow yarn. Would anybody be interested in, again, a $5 kit of micro crochet? I have an abundance of sunflower yellow and brown DMC embroidery thread that we could do a kit to micro crochet sunflower earrings. Or maybe we can do sunflower bookmarks. I don't know. I feel like that there's potential here for something. I guess I'm just looking to bounce this off of someone to get some feedback, and I would really love your input, but I would just want to show you what halfway looks like with these 6 bags. Here, let me show you. Just some little randoms. I really like this purple glitter. Not sure what I'm going to use that for. Love the lavender. This is just some random off browns. This is fun. But here's what I'm talking about. That is just one color of brown. There has to be 100 there. That is the sunflower yellow. There's got to be close to 100 there. And I still have 3 bags left that have the same brown, the same gold, and the same lavender in it. Like I could almost do something with lavender in it too. So that took a very long time to sort through. For you, a minute or 5.
for me. That took a really long time. Out of those 6 bags, we have only 8 different items. I haven't counted them yet. Let's turn around, count, and go over quantity and pricing. Start with the easiest one first. I found the DMC Light Effects Purple on my receipt at the very top. That is this stuff here. That is this sparkly purple. Let me try this. Does this make this any better? A little bit. You can see that better. It's a really sparkly textured floss by DMC. We have 44 of them total. And those came down to 3 cents a piece. These guys, come on, you're stuck. I will say these purples, of the 44, I was only charged for 28 of them. These 4 tapestry rolls, the oranges, I was not charged for those at all. Next is these cotton balls. These guys. I have 4 in a dark brown, 28 in ecru. The dark brown he didn't charge me for, and he only charged me 20 for the ecru. And of the 20 that he charged me for, they were 4 cents a piece. Now, we're down to the last 4, and that is all of these. There are 4 colors. There is light violet. Here's how we're going to figure this out. I'm going to count how many I have. I'm going to count how many he charged me for, and then we're going to figure out how much they were a piece, which I'm assuming they're all going to be the same price. It looks like they're all marked sticker priced 66 cents a piece. They're all a penny. So I paid a penny a piece for every single one of them. Yes. Every single one of them in every color, I paid a penny. Let's see how many I have. Let's see how many I was actually charged for. We're going to turn this into a game. So right now down below in the comments, I want you to guess how many, what are those called? Guess how many there were total. Because I just took the time, instead of just going through the violet, I went through every single one of them and counted them, because I figured, well, we'll just do that and be done with it. And then we'll just go over the total quantities of everything, of how many they actually charged me for versus how actually many I got. And they didn't even charge me for half. So right now, take a second, write in the comments down below how many you think I actually have, or how many you think I got charged for, or both. I'll give you a second, and then we'll actually go over it. Okay. So let's first, as I counted them, I went ahead and bagged everything, just so that I can, it was easier, much easier. So the violet, that was this color. And as you can see, all of them are tagged 66 cents. After discounts and everything, they were a penny a piece. All of them were a penny. That's what I paid for them. The lilac, I had a total of 146 of the lilac. That was the least count of the colors. They charged me for 150 of them. I don't care. So I bagged those lilac with the sparkly purples, keeping purples with the purples. We're going to zip those shut and put them away. So 146 of the lilac. The next in line with the least was, oh no, don't you dare fall. The next in line was this color, which after reading over the receipt, this was the brown color that I thought had like that purple tone. Let me turn this light back on. This was a light that had that purple undertone to it. This is Cocoa. So this is Cocoa number 779. I had 233 of Cocoa number 779. So those all fit in this bag. Of the Cocoa 779, okay, of the 233 that I actually received, they only charged me for 60 of them. Next up is this guy, and I got to get another bag. This is the other brown color. This is color number 3031. And this is color Mocha Brown. I had 511 of Mocha Brown. Of the 511, they only charged me for 50 of the 511. I'm not even going to try to zip that shut. It's not going to go. I got to get another zippy bag. So we're just going to set him there. And lastly, this one had to go into 2 bags. This is what I would call sunflower. They call it straw. This is color number 3852. Let me grab a couple. And this is the color straw. I think this is the perfect sunflower yellow. And I had a total of 522 of straw. And they had charged me for 244. So in total of these 6 bags, mind you, I did have this many of those. So this, and this one that I have to be very gentle with. This, okay, this. We have a grand total of 1,412 bundles, hanks, I don't know what you call these, doodads, of DMC floss. 1,412, of which they only charged me for a total of 500. Total retail price of all of this doggone floss is $931.92. Of the 500 that they charged me for at a penny a pop, I paid $5 for all of this. Now, of anything, I am glad that I kept this out of the landfills, because y'all know that's where this was going if some crazy lady like me didn't pick this all up. So, what do we do with it? Do we do the micro crochet kit? Is anybody interested in it, or do I just donate it all? Or do I make earrings, sunflower earrings, or lavender earrings, or what do we do with it? I have no doggone clue. That's where I'm at. So, at the end of my wallpaper, keep in mind, This is just including what they charged me for, because clearly after this, just in the thread alone, there's $600 in retail that they didn't charge me for right there. My total retail price just on my receipt was $2,336. So we can tack on another $600 on that, because that was just in that of floss alone that they didn't charge me for, that we just figured out. So $2,936.31 that we know was retail price. So $2,936.31 with tax included. I paid $51.65 for. The sold item count on my receipt is 850 items. We know that's BS, because he's missing 912 more just right here. So that item count's going to easily double. Easily double. So we know I had over 1,762 items at least. There were some other crochet, or not crochet hooks. There was a couple knitting needles that didn't have tags on it that he just threw in. There was those four orange tapestry wool pieces. These things. Oh, don't fall. These that they didn't have on there. There were these 4 brown things that they didn't have on there. So we're at 1,770 at least items. So we're at least at 1,770 items comfortably at a retail price of $2,936.31. Sorry, I'm a numbers girly. I do numbers for a living. Penny here, couple bucks there. I mean, I am so blessed at this point, and I am so excited, and I'm happy that I get to donate some things. I'm happy that I get to save all of this thread from going to landfills. I feel so good to have so many new knitting needles that I get to try. I feel like I can get some kits maybe put together. I don't know. I'm very, very happy. I'm very overwhelmed though at the moment. I would love to hear a lot of feedback if you're willing to give it, good or bad. Just know that I'm not doing this to brag. I do this to have fun. That's all that it is. I do this to have fun. You know, that's all that it is. So we're just going to end it there. We're going to end it on a good note. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you had as much fun watching this as I did going through all of this. And until next time, when we actually, hopefully we'll get to make something with all of this or something else. Have a great day. Bye.